What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to 55 Fandom. So, there has been a lot of news surrounding the Kung Fu Panda franchise, and Kung Fu Panda 5 is basically confirmed. So is a Furious 5 movie. So, let's get into it. Kung Fu Panda 4 is tracking to end its theatrical run, earning 500-600 million globally on an 85 million budget. This makes it the second highest grossing film of the franchise. So even though it wasn't well received critically, box office wise, if you want to do another sequel, it's a no-brainer. And what really interests me about the Kung Fu Panda franchise, at least with the money, is that by film 3, a significant dip in box office was shown. But after that 8-year gap of no Kung Fu Panda movie and now Kung Fu Panda 4, the box office has increased, and it has increased to the same level as the first film, which came out 16 years ago, which is really crazy to think about. The co-director teases Kung Fu Panda 5. This is definitely not the end of Poe's story. Please look forward to more. This just backs up the evidence. I know they've been talking about 5 and 6, Kung Fu Panda behind the scenes. So, yeah, this is basically like, we're gonna do it, we're gonna make it. Now, the director, Mike Mitchell, said that, during Kung Fu Panda 5, the Furious 5 will have a much bigger role, which I do hope is true because I missed my Furious 5 in Kung Fu Panda 4. Stephanie Stein mentioned that a Furious 5 movie would be developed by Mike Mitchell, the director of Kung Fu Panda 4. Now I'm kind of like, maybe I don't want you directing a Furious 5 movie because Kung Fu Panda 4 was my least favourite. But if it's just Furious 5 centered, I feel like there's less that could go wrong. And now the Furious 5 standalone film is planned for 2027. And the film will take place during Kung Fu Panda 4, during the events of Kung Fu Panda 4. Now, this particular Furious 5 solo film is said to see a full recast of the Furious 5. And the only voice actor at the moment who has been confirmed to be not returning is Jackie Chan as Master Monkey. That's pretty surprising to me, I won't lie. Ultimately, this is done to save money. I mean, actresses like Angelina Jolie aren't really that cheap nowadays. I don't know if you know. The film will be much more serious in nature when compared to the previous tone that is slightly darker than Kung Fu Panda 2. The film is to be directed by Joe Crawford, who also directed Puss in Boots: The Last Wish and The Croods 2. Now, where to begin? Mike Mitchell, the director of Kung Fu Panda 4, had ideas for the future of Kung Fu Panda, mainly what the story would be in Kung Fu Panda 5. However, now reports are saying that the company Dreamworks, who made the Kung Fu Panda movies, are departing from the Mike Mitchell vision, and apparently Mike Mitchell won't be returning to the Kung Fu Panda franchise anytime soon. Instead, we have a new director now, reportedly, for Kung Fu Panda 5 and 6. And it's the same director who directed 2 and 3. But just because Mike Mitchell is no longer attached to Kung Fu Panda 5 and 6, reportedly, doesn't mean I'm not going to read you his ideas for Kung Fu Panda 5. Now, there was an alternate kind of storyline for Kung Fu Panda, so do you think they should have gone with this? As for what Kung Fu Panda 4 could be about, he pointed to a fun plotline from Kung Fu Panda 3. This is my very strange, weird, nerdy wish. But in Kung Fu Panda 3, which I executive produced, a guy came up to me with a gag, and it's in the film, where Poe looked up, and hanging on the wall, he's like, oh my god, it's Master Dolphin's armor. And you see this dolphin armor that's hanging up on the wall. And that just blew my mind. I was like, there's a whole underwater world for Kung Fu Panda. Mitchell said he'd also like to see bugs in another sequel. I love it that Seth Rogen's character is Mantis, and he's like the only bug you see. And I'm like, there's a whole bunch of bugs in Kung Fu Panda world. So again, I honestly think, just with the Furious 5 alone, the franchise can go on and on and on if it wants to. If the fans want it, rather, I should say. So that is basically letting us know that Kung Fu Panda 5 could go in the direction of an underwater film, or a lot more centered on bugs. But yes, now that Mike Mitchell again has left the project, obviously those storylines might not be followed up. Now Jennifer Yu Nelson, who directed 2 and 3, is coming back. The film is scheduled to release in 2028, and animation is set to begin mid to late 2025. But guys, what do you think about all of this Kung Fu Panda 5 and 6 news? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.